Money is one of the most influential forces in our lives. From ancient times to the present day, it has been the engine that drives societies, economies, and personal dreams. For some, money represents an inexhaustible source of opportunity, the key that unlocks the doors to freedom, comfort, and even happiness. For others, however, it is synonymous with worry, debt, and the origin of many of their problems. But beyond the emotions it may arouse, there is one undeniable truth. Money is a tool. And like any tool, its true value lies in how we use it. Managing it wisely can make the difference between a life full of limitations or one full of possibilities. For this reason, we will go through the 8 golden rules of money, which will not only help you manage your resources more efficiently, but will also give you the necessary tools to generate wealth, avoid the most common financial traps, and live a life free of the economic tensions that so often overwhelm us. These rules, applicable to anyone regardless of income level, will provide you with a clear and accessible guide so you can stay in control of your finances. Number 1. Diversify your investments. Diversification is one of the most important and effective concepts in the world of finance and investment. It involves distributing your capital across different asset classes and sectors with the aim of reducing risk. Why? Because while some investments can have great growth potential, they can also be volatile and risky. By diversifying, you create a balance that can protect you from significant losses in one area, while reaping gains in others. Imagine that all your money is invested in a single company. If that company faces a crisis, its shares could plummet, taking with them a considerable part of your investment. However, if you spread your money across multiple companies, or better yet, across different sectors such as technology, real estate, or the bond market, the impact of a decline in one sector will be offset by stability or growth in another. It's not just about diversifying across different companies or sectors. It's also important to consider different types of assets. For example, real estate can be a great option to protect your investment over the long term, while stocks have the potential for faster growth, although they are more volatile. Diversification also extends to geography. Investing in international markets can protect you from local economic fluctuations. When one country's market is going through a recession, markets in other regions may be thriving. Diversification is certainly a protective strategy, helping you manage risk while also taking advantage of opportunities in different areas. Number 2, have an emergency fund. An emergency fund is, without a doubt, one of the most crucial components of sound financial planning. Life is full of unexpected events, from job loss to unexpected home repairs or medical emergencies. These events can arise at the most unexpected moment, and if you are not financially prepared, they can jeopardize your economic stability. This is where the emergency fund comes into play, a kind of financial cushion that allows you to face these situations without having to resort to loans or the dreaded credit cards. The general rule of thumb is that this fund should cover at least 3 to 6 months of your essential expenses. These include housing, food, transportation, utilities, and any other basic needs that you can't afford to miss. This fund shouldn't be touched unless you're facing a true emergency. The idea is to have a backup that allows you to maintain your lifestyle while you recover from the unexpected. Additionally, it's important to keep this fund in an accessible location, but also separate from your everyday accounts to avoid the temptation to use it for impulse purchases. A good place to keep your emergency fund is in an easily accessible savings account, preferably one that offers some kind of return, even if it's minimal, so that your money doesn't lose value over time due to inflation. Knowing that you have this support gives you peace of mind and freedom to make financial decisions with less pressure. When you have an emergency fund, you are not only protecting your finances, but also your emotional well-being, as it gives you the security that, should any unforeseen event occur, you will be prepared. Number 3, plan for the long term. Financial success isn't just about what you do today, but how you prepare for the future. Planning for the long term is essential to achieving true financial stability. When we talk about long-term financial planning, we're not just talking about saving for a near-term goal like buying a car or a vacation, but thinking about what you want your life to be like in 10, 20, or 30 years. This long-term vision is what will allow you to build a life with more security and fewer financial worries. One of the first steps to long-term planning is to set clear goals. These goals can range from saving for your children's education to buying a home or planning for retirement. Having a clear objective gives you direction and helps you make better financial decisions in the present. Plus, by visualizing your financial future, you can create a strategic plan that will help you reach those goals more efficiently. Long-term planning also involves investing. We know that keeping money under the mattress is not enough to maintain its value over time. Inflation reduces the purchasing power of your money, so it is crucial to find ways to make it grow. This is where long-term investments come into play. Whether in the stock market, real estate, or mutual funds, the goal is to make your money work for you. As I mentioned before, retirement is one of the most important areas to plan for. Although it may seem far away, the sooner you start thinking about retirement, the better off you'll be financially when that time comes. Many make the mistake of putting off retirement planning until later, but starting early allows you to take advantage of the power of compound interest, which is the exponential growth of your money over time. And if you find today's content interesting, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Let's continue. Number 4, avoid unnecessary debts. Credit, when used wisely, can be a powerful financial tool. However, when used irresponsibly, it can become a burden that seriously affects your financial well-being. One of the golden rules of money is to avoid unnecessary debts, those that do not add significant value to your life or that you cannot comfortably pay off within a reasonable time frame. Credit cards are a prime example of how a financial tool can be misused. They offer the illusion of immediate purchasing power, but if you don't pay off the balance in full on time, the interest that accrues can become a heavy burden. Many people fall into the trap of making impulse purchases with their credit cards, only to find that interest has inflated their debt considerably when it comes time to pay. Credit is expensive if you don't manage it well, and it can trap you in a cycle of debt that is difficult to break. Before purchasing something that requires financing, it's important to ask yourself, is this something I really need? Can I afford it now? Or can I save up for it later? Take the time to analyze your financial situation and assess whether the expense is essential or can be postponed. When it comes to large purchases, such as a house or a car, taking out a loan is often necessary, but it must be done responsibly. Make sure that the loan terms are favorable and that you can meet the payments without sacrificing your financial stability. Number 5, educate yourself about finances. Financial education is one of the most important pillars to succeed with money. You don't need to be an expert in economics to manage your finances well, but it is crucial to understand some basic concepts. The more you know about how money works, the better prepared you will be to make smart decisions that will benefit you in the long run. Concepts like compound interest, which is the exponential growth of your investment over time, or inflation, which reduces the value of your money if you don't invest it, are essential to managing your finances well. It's also useful to know about different investment strategies and the tax implications of your financial decisions. The more knowledge you have, the less likely you will fall into financial traps or make costly mistakes. Today, access to financial information is easier than ever. There are countless resources available online, from books and blogs to videos and podcasts. These resources can help you develop a solid foundation of financial knowledge and keep you informed about the latest trends and changes in the global economy. Plus, staying up to date with financial trends and learning about new products or strategies can open up investment opportunities you hadn't previously considered. The more you learn, the more control you'll have over your financial future. Number 6, review and adjust your budget. A budget is like a financial map that guides you toward your goals, but it's not something you set once and forget about. Life changes, and so do your income and expenses, so it's critical to review and adjust your budget regularly to ensure it remains effective and aligned with your goals. Reviewing your budget frequently allows you to keep a close eye on what you're spending on and helps you identify areas where you could save more. Sometimes, small changes to your lifestyle or spending habits can have a big impact on your finances. For example, you might find that certain expenses, such as subscriptions or services you don't use, are negatively impacting your ability to save or invest. Plus, Regularly reviewing your budget helps you stay focused on your long-term goals. If you don't make adjustments as your circumstances change, you could be straying from your goals without even realizing it. Maybe you have a new source of income that you can put towards savings or investing. Or maybe your expenses have increased and you need to cut back in other areas to maintain your financial stability. The key is to be flexible. A budget should not be a rigid restriction, but a tool to help you make better decisions. Number 7. Spend less than you earn. Arguably the most important financial rule, spend less than you earn, is a simple but powerful truth that many underestimate. Despite its simplicity, its implementation can be complicated, especially in a society that promotes overconsumption and offers easy credit. Spending less than you earn means living frugally and keeping your spending under control. It's not about depriving yourself of everything, but rather being conscious of every financial decision you make. For example, it's crucial to know how to differentiate between what you need and what you simply want. If your monthly income is $2,000, but you're spending $2,100, you're creating a debt that will eventually snowball. Over the long term, that accumulated deficit can lead you to a point of financial crisis, where covering your basic expenses becomes a challenge. To implement this rule, it's important to start with a detailed analysis of your income and expenses. You may notice that some habits, such as eating out frequently or making impulse purchases, are deviating from your goal. Living below your means doesn't mean living in lack, but rather managing your money wisely so that you can invest in what really matters in the long term. Number 8. Save and invest regularly. Saving and investing on a regular basis is one of the most powerful practices you can adopt to secure your financial future. Many people think of saving as simply putting away whatever is left over at the end of the month, but this approach rarely works. The key is to make saving a consistent habit, a priority that is met month after month, regardless of how much money comes in. However, it's not enough to just leave your money in a traditional savings account, as inflation can reduce its value over time. To really make your money grow, you need to invest it. Investing is a smart way to put your money to work, generating returns that can multiply your capital over the years. The investment process can seem intimidating at first, especially if you're new to investing. However, you don't have to be an expert to get started. There are plenty of options available, from the stock market to real estate, and even mutual funds that can help you diversify your money across different sectors. The secret is to start small, with whatever you're comfortable with, and increase your investment as you gain experience and confidence. As your money grows, you'll be able to explore new opportunities and expand your investment portfolio. Over time, you'll be amazed at how these cumulative efforts can generate considerable wealth. With all this, there is no doubt that the 8 golden rules of money are not complicated, but they do require commitment. By following these rules, you are sure to build a solid financial future. What do you think about these golden rules? Do you know any other ones that should be on this list? Please leave us your answer in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more financial content.